Well, let's talk about food as a fuel and not a drug. You know, if we're going to take care of our bodies as the instruments that God designed us to have and maximize our days for His service on earth, we're going to have to talk about food and see it in a proper light. We need to choose to use food for fuel more than pleasure and release. Now, that doesn't mean that we can't find great enjoyment in what we eat. I do. It doesn't mean we have to go on a diet of rice cakes. It does mean, though, that food should not be used as a drug to make us feel better. Because comfort food as drug usually means food in big quantities, and the sweeter and saltier, the better. The Bible actually talks a ton about food. Proverbs 25 warns us against hitting the sweets too hard. If you find honey, eat just enough. Too much of it, and you'll vomit. It is not good to eat too much honey. Or as Mark shared, Haagen-Dazs vanilla, or my personal favorite, Ben & Jerry's chocolate therapy. You know, Paul chimed in when he wrote 1 Corinthians in chapter 6. Everything's permissible for me, but not everything's beneficial. Everything's permissible for me, but I will not be mastered by anything. Food for the stomach and the stomach for food, but God will destroy both. We can't let food, even comfort food, master us. The goal is to live as long as we can to fulfill all that God has planned for us. God seems to have set a limit of 120 years to human life in Genesis 6:3. And maybe none of us is actually going to make it that far, but we shouldn't shorten our lives by eating garbage, by giving up, moving around and exercising, and by overwork and stress. God calls us to live counterculturally in so many areas, and the area of health is just another one of those. He doesn't desire for us to join the majority of Americans who are dangerously overweight. Mark gave us recommendations of 15 minutes a day of physical activity combined with eating healthily to extend our lifespans from 3 to 5 years on average. And he closed with this dare: to choose to make positive changes in one or more areas that will improve your ability to fulfill God's purpose. And he upped the ante with the double dog dare. Join or start a health and fitness group at Journey's Crossing. So, Journey's Crossing, let's get fit or stay fit in 2021 together as a church. And remember that caring for our body is caring for our mission. When we are tempted to eat poorly as a lifestyle, work through the weekend, or remain just sedentary all week long, why don't you pray with me? God, I do not want to shorten my life by 1 second by not pursuing fitness according to your plan. I want to live all of the days that you have mapped out for me. So help me to have a proper view of exercise, a proper view of work, and definitely a proper view of food. Thank you for creating all this delicious food. Help me view it in the way that you do. I love you, God. It's in Jesus' name that I pray. Amen. Love you guys. Don't go grab a rice cake, but don't grab a ton of ice cream either. Bye-bye.